since I was a child, I wanted to do a musical that was not like the Hollywood ones, where the magic sort of didn't, you know, if you didn't have to be American with a lot of money and look great to have magic. It was something that everybody can do in their own kitchen, you know, and that, you know, if this was a musical, like, we would stand up and play the chair and you know, throw that in the ceiling, and I would sing and you would sing, and we could only use what we have here. There would not be extra, you know, things. It's sort of, the whole thing is for the love of Selma, you know, and which of course is, you know, funny because she doesn't exist. But that's kind of why, and that's even why I finally I accepted the role that Lars kept offering me, was maybe, I mean, I'm a very stubborn person. I would have said no for another 10 years, easy, you know. But I kind of fell in love with her, I guess, a little bit, and felt she needed defending, you know. My cells just started changing one by one, and I just became Selma, you know. So I think I was her 24 hours, and my friends would come and they wouldn't recognize me, being the most sort of idiosyncratic person they've ever met. And suddenly I was moving different and doing little different things in my house, like little habits and stuff. But that was something that took a long time, you know. And by the time I was acting, I wasn't thinking about it at all. Yeah. I was just Selma, and I was just waking up and I was just killing a man and feeling like I killed a man, you know, which to a certain degree people could think of being is quite naive, but I also, that was the only way I could do it, you know. I felt very secure with the fact that the sort of integrity of our work, because I could feel it, and we both could feel it, and it's like, it's a very strong feeling. It's sort of, something's just a lot bigger than you, and it's you can't do anything about it. The only thing you can do is just go with the flow, you know. You can't fight it, really. And I mean, we both talked quite a lot about that there was, I mean, I've connected with quite a lot of people creatively, but I mean, I think Lars has said this to me, this is the strongest kind of connection he's ever made with an actor or actress, because it was kind of almost scary, because it was kind of bigger than us, you know, and it wasn't about Lars and Bjork anymore, it was just Selma, you know.
What do you admire about Lars? What were the good things about working with Lars?
I guess his integrity, and his kind of absolutely not capable of compromising and sticking to his vision. I mean, what was difficult was that he's not used to like things like demos and stuff. So he would hear something and then he would say no, and then he would hear the same thing a month later, and he wouldn't recognize it, and then you would just go ahead and arrange it anyway and record it with the orchestra, and he would say, "Oh, this is fantastic. Why didn't you play this to me before?" And you just kind of find it cute. But I think in that sense, I mean, we both knew, we were completely honest about that I don't know how to act. I've never done that. I'm completely ignorant. You know, what do I do? Do I learn my lines? You know, what door should I open? You know, I didn't know anything. You know, and that's where he protected me, and so on the music front, I mean, it was quite obvious. I mean, a lot of the things he said, I just had to kind of ignore, because I knew he would describe 100 things, and I had to go for, you know, thing 23 or something and pick it out, and in that way sort of protect, you know, be responsible for the final outcome. Lars wanted me to kind of do all the lyrics and actually sort of improvise them that's what we started like. But then I felt, in a way, to lose my ego a little bit and to make it Selma's, Lars should write the words. And then Lars went off, and for me it just sounded too much like a police report, because there's a very different, two different things, like what you can say, like "pass me the butter, please," and what you can sing. The heart of the whole film was this. I've seen it all, the train song. When I asked Lars, you know, kind of, so where's the love song? And he's like, there's no love in this film. And so I ended up sort of, I mean, for a woman of that age, I mean, that must be her first standpoint, and the rest sort of falls into place around that. And the fact that she didn't want love, she could have had it if she wanted it, but she didn't want it. That has to be the core of her, you know. I mean, as a woman. Oh, Catherine was amazing. Yeah, she was very protective, and when I had become Selma completely, and it was just, I was just kind of like burning, and it was quite fierce, and I knew this was the only way I could do it, was just to go all the way, and sort of ask her, and she would be all like, I wouldn't have done it this way, but just go, girl, you know, everything is absolutely fine, you know. And to get that sort of an okay from someone who's experienced as her and worked with all the directors there are, you know, it sort of made me go, okay, just jump in even deeper, you know. All the other actors were very helpful, and I talked quite a lot to them, because the whole experience was such a sort of a mind-blowing thing for me. I mean, I was very curious about everything, and also very seeing how they worked, and also how differently they worked, you know, and asking them questions all the time, and I mean, like David Morse, it's like amazing to see how he works, you know.